Hey guys, today we're going back to some casual geographic. You were all talking about pigeons in the comments, so let's get into it.
Oh my god, what is that?
I'm never shocked within the first 3 seconds of the video. The f this isn't real. This is gotta be AI bullshit. This is not real. And I swore in the first 30 seconds. No! This cannot be real. This is fake. This ain't real.
Oh my god! What is that?
This. Are they gonna? Oh!
You definitely know who
They
this is
know
and why he was
escaped.
an icon.
Ah, Steve! We miss you, Steve. F in chat for Steve.
Did you know there were at least 2 creatures that khaki animal Jesus was afraid of? 1, hippos. No
Obviously,
further
makes
explanation needed,
sense.
but also
Yeah, makes sense.
parrots.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the same Steve Irwin that cuddled crocodiles, got a hickey from a python on live TV and
Oh
apologized
my god.
to the python, and did this, was the same man that experienced legitimate fear in the face of an overgrown parakeet.
How? How the fuck? I always ask questions and they're always answered within the next 30 seconds. I just need to let it
And the
go.
crazy part is, that has nothing to do with this video. I really only brought that up to make my biggest fear sound less ridiculous. Because out of all the animals in the world, I've historically only been
Pigeons.
afraid of one. I've held 8-foot pythons when I was 6. I've had no problems with the spiders in my house.
No,
I've always
can't
had a
look, can't
soft
look.
spot for sharks. Yet the one animal that could
What the
stop me
fuck?
dead in my tracks. Matter of fact, just guess. What do y'all think I'm
Pigeons.
about to say?
The video's about pigeons, so I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. You know, I'm gonna use my minuscule brain, and I'm gonna try really hard, and I'm gonna guess. Just shot in the dark. Just a shot in the fucking dark. I'm gonna guess, and this might be weird. I'm gonna guess pigeons. I know. It's weird. It's weird. Just go with it. I have a feeling.
Here's an ad while you grapple with that. Pigeons. It's always been pigeons. I could never fully explain it, but as
I called
always, I
it.
can
Let's
remember these
go. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're in funk. I got it right. Let's go.
bum doves put the fear of Dante's Inferno in every fiber of my vessel. There's
Yeah,
2 stories
how?
that sum up my feelings towards pigeons. As a kid, I
Okay.
could vaguely remember crossing the street with my dad when one of the spawns of avian antichrist popped out from under the car like a
Avian Antichrist is a term I never thought I'd hear, but here we are. I don't know how to feel about that
Five
term.
Nights at Freddy's jump scare. And from the way my dad likes to tell this story, apparently I recoiled so bad that I jumped back and nearly got turned into a speed bump by a passing van.
Oh,
There's
shit.
an alternate universe where my irrational fear of
Okay, look at them eyes. Look at these beady little eyes. Evil. Evil. Nothing but pure evil and hatred is in those eyes. No, I know there's somebody in the comments who's gonna get upsetty spaghetti. This is directed at you. These eyes are evil. Evil eyes.
pigeons cost my folks a dependent and had me heaven sent. So this is really more exposure therapy than an actual video, and the first step is understanding. There are a lot more types of pigeons than my subconscious could ever curse me with.
Oh?
There's over 350 pallets of pigeons populating the planet. You got
Oh,
the Victoria
pallets.
Crown
Okay, that's
pigeon.
fine. Wait, what? That's a different bird. That's not a pig. D- uh, Already confusion. That's a different bird. That can't be a pigeon.
The
What?
biggest bird on the roster whose headdress got it named after royalty. Then there's the Nicobar,
There?
the closest thing to a present-day dodo, and definitely
Yo, he's
the
got a
hypebeast flexer
beard.
of the family. Can't forget the Karuru, the New Zealand variant, famous for being a crippling alcoholic. As in, they'll get so hammered off fermented fruit that they
Typical New Zealander. Joking, New Zealand people in the
legit
chat.
forget how to
I know
fly.
there's somebody
And
there.
You've probably heard the phrase turtle dove, especially this time of year. Well, today
Yeah.
I found out that I apparently had no clue what they look like, or that they originated from the Middle East. A hop, skip, and an 8-hour flight to the Philippines, and you'll find a Luzon.
Wait. So turtle doves are birds? Question mark? I thought it was like a turn of phrase or something. I've actually never thought about it. I've never thought, what the fuck is a turtle dove? Huh, okay, questions I've never wanted to
Bleeding
ask.
heart pigeon, named for obvious reasons. You got the silvery wood, the maroon pigeon, and the purple-winged dove, all of which are in danger of being discontinued. And then you got the pigeons humans bred
Nah.
like dogs, which
What? Wait, why are we going back to that fucking freaking
to easily make
abomination?
this the pug of poultry. It's like a pigeon police sketch done by a kindergartner on
Wait, is that is that actually real? That is not real. I refuse to believe this is real. This is an abomination. This should not exist. This cannot be
Adderall
real.
with no prior knowledge of anything bird. There's hundreds of breeds of pigeons, and the English powder might just be the nastiest work of all. Although the English
Oh my god, they're real. Oh my god, they're fucking real. Oh my god, nightmares do exist, people. Nightmares do
carrier
exist.
might just be a close second, because honestly, what in the what
don't.
even is this? What was the goal?
It's
if this
an
was the
alien.
outcome? All those
They look horrid.
pigeon remixes go back to the OG, the rock dove, aka the main mugshot that comes up when you Google pigeon. And this is where I stopped hating and started learning. For example, the rock dove
No,
was
keep
originally
hating,
only
keep
found
hating.
here.
Chat, keep hating on them pigeons. Keep
Well,
hating.
actually here in the dark red. That's right, any place outside this red is a place people uber the scourge of my soul. That includes what might as well be the pigeon capital of the world, New York City. So of course I just had to grow up 15 minutes from
I would argue London. I would argue London, but I'm British, so I would.
RNG. Apparently, pigeons first touched American soil in the early 1600s via Europeans. That means the flying city merchant is more natural to the Sahara Desert than to the streets of Manhattan. Which brings me to half the reason I'm making this video.
What's the one thing you spend way too much time thinking about?
I think all the time about how we domesticated pigeons and then we decided we don't want to use them anymore for like messages. So they are completely reliant on humans. Have you ever seen like a nest of a pigeon?
No, and I didn't know we
I didn't know that either. Fuck. Shit.
domesticated them either.
Yeah, they're like nests or like 3 twigs and like the egg is just on the cold ground. So
Because they don't know how to build a nest because we messed them up?
yeah,
I did
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know we fucked them over that badly. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay.
not know how to take this revelation, and after looking into
Yeah,
it,
same.
she's
I'm still kind of spiraling at that. I don't know why that is actually like genuinely shocks me.
half right. Pigeon nest is a meme as old as time. This is really something only an animal with no access
Oh my
to birth
god,
control
it's
could
just
come up with.
twigs.
It's heavy on them kids, but before they're even born. At this point, it's like they're trying so hard not to try that it would literally take less effort to try. The thing is, they weren't
Bruh.
named rock dove for nothing. In the wild, they normally raise their aesthetically challenged children on cliff ledges or crevices, which ended up being not that
Okay.
far off from where they shack up now. And as long as the
Wait,
ground's
yeah.
flat and the egg doesn't roll away to become a late termination and an early
Then it's
onset
okay.
omelet, this is really all they need. Minimalism for the win. But the other point she made about us pretty much abandoning them, turns out it's pretty accurate.
Well, I mean, we don't really need messenger pigeons anymore. Let's be real. I can get into Discord and I can talk to somebody in America in seconds. We don't really need them anymore. Let's be
Which
real.
actually brings me to my second story. So I had spent the day walking around New York with my mom and was understandably starving. So hungry that we decided to get food from a street side meat vendor. The cardinal sin of the city, but we didn't know any better. The food was
Oh,
immediate.
wait, is it a sim? Is that a sim? I did that in Japan and it was fantastic. With Japan, bro, I'm not gonna go into it, but Japanese food, well, I don't like sushi. I found out in Japan I do not like sushi. Before anyone asks, I tried it, yes, and I did not like it. I just one of those people who do not like sushi. But the rest of the food was fucking
Get me
fire.
off, but let's be honest, not enough for me to stop. I remember the meat tasting gamey and fatty and had this really strong aftertaste that I'd never experienced before.
Grim.
It wasn't
Okay,
until
that's
I
kinda
was
grim.
two-thirds done that I noticed a small cage halfway tucked under the stand. A small cage with maybe a dozen pigeons squirming around. It was at this moment I realized I was sold a chicken leg
Oh.
why your boy just ate some pigeon wings. Now that story
Pigeon
is
wings.
almost completely made up, but peep out just the idea of getting
Oh my. I hate you. I fucking hate you. I actually fucking hate you so much when you do this. I fucking fall for it every fucking time. Hook, line, sinker. Every time. Every goddamn
towers from
time.
concrete chicken probably disgusted most of y'all. The thing is, pigeons are regularly
Yeah,
eaten by
dude.
people in a lot of places. Squab is a name
Re-
for an immature prepubescent domestic
Ugh.
pigeon, and it's considered a delicacy depending on where you're
Oh
standing.
God.
It shouldn't even
No,
really be a
thank you. I'm
surprise, because
good. I'll
one
just
thing about
chicken.
pigeons, they get violated by the entire food chain. I've seen with my eyes pigeons get absolutely bodied by a street-savvy Stuart Little. They somehow manage to find ways to take L's from turtles. In fact,
Oh, I
there's
saw
a
that one,
catfish
yeah.
that specializes in murking an animal that literally got gift-wrapped the ability to fly. And to add
Oh,
insult to injury,
no.
the fish is virtually blind. How do you fumble that bad? Pretty much the entire cast of Over the
Wait.
Hedge plays pop.
Are they actually blind? Is that why I didn't see the turtle, that slow motherfucking turtle, like creeping towards it before it got yoinked?
Population control for pigeons, and we've all seen how pelicans conduct themselves in pigeon presence. And humans were
Yeah.
no different, and food was one of the many reasons pigeons were added to the American census. Another reason was to employ them as messengers before iPhone became a thing. But another reason
Yeah.
was for pets. There was a time where owning a pack of pigeons wasn't just normal.
Pets. People want these things as pets. I understand parrots. I understand budgies. I understand all those little songbirds that people get, all the different kinds. I don't know the names, I apologize. I'm not a bird person, as you know. I understand those as pets. But pigeons? The fucker.
It was a sign of status. If you had pigeons on your property, it meant you were probably doing well in life. Akbar the Great of the Mughal Empire had not one, but 2,000 pigeons as wow, that is a comma. Make that 20,000 pet pigeons. But in the time since, 40 pigeons went from
Where I've heard is a comma.
a flex to something that guarantees you dirty looks on the subway. And that's thanks
Yeah,
to one
that'd
of
be
the most egregious
horrifying.
gaslight campaigns you've ever seen. In June 1966, New York Parks Commissioner Thomas Hoving verbally eviscerated pigeons, blaming them for spreading filth and disease, and used a term you've definitely heard of, rats with wings.
I think I literally called them that in the last video. I think I literally said the rats with wings. Those exact fucking words. I'm getting called out here.
And just like that, the pigeon's reputation went straight to hell, with no return trip. A couple things that are interesting though. In the same article, Mr. Hoving also blamed the homeless and homosexuals for bringing property value down. He also became the commissioner January 16th, 1966, and resigned March 15th of the next year. His actual term was just
riddance.
over a year, but the slander he tagged the Metro Tweety with was permanent. Then Woody Allen dogpiled on them, and humanity has hated pigeons ever since.
It can't be this that, can it? Can it? Is it really just this one guy? That one like piece of shit who just said, "Oh, pigeons are bad," and now everyone's like, oh, "Okay, pigeons are bad." I mean, I'm guilty of like believing it. Like I've always grown up to believe that pigeons are just fucking, again, rats with wings. They're just not good. They're just pests, just getting in the way, and they which do nothing, and they just thieve, and they're bad. I grew up with that like fucking like just being the norm. Like, is it really just this one guy who just absolutely destroyed pigeons' reputations with like one sentence? There's got to be deeper than that, right? It has to be deeper than that.
It's kind of like how Mark Twain roasted coyotes so flagrantly, not only did it single-handedly earn them smoke from the public, it was directly responsible for the luckless Looney Tune. That's not a throwaway joke either. Look at what Wile E. Coyote was based on. It's actually wild. But thanks to these 3 words, the bird that was more common in royalty than marrying your cousin got typecast as a flying version of the animal whose hygiene allegedly turned half the population into a hashtag. I gotta say allegedly because new evidence suggests that rats weren't even responsible for the plague to begin with.
Please don't fucking do this. Please don't do this. I every single time I'm making these videos, and then some of you in the comments are even like blowing my fucking minds with this shit. I'm having like my foundational knowledge fucking ripped out from under me and replaced with new shit I didn't know was real or happened or is a thing. It's just, every day there's something new.
Pigeons got lied on too because they're nowhere near the disease risk we label them as, and I legitimately didn't know that before researching. They can carry disease, but because of their immune system, it's actually rare for them to transmit them to people. I know, I couldn't believe it either. It also turns out the
Oh.
glorified gutter tweety is actually resistant to bird flu. Now they still can catch you slipping, and usually the problems come from their lesser half. When pigeons drop deuces in one spot, it can dry up and eventually turn into dust. Breathe enough of that doo-doo dust and you can end up with a nasty infection known as bird handler's lung. But even then, it takes a lot. Like on
Bird handler's lung. If there's anything I've not wanted to be more after hearing that, is a bird
so you
handler.
keep
Holy
birds
shit.
as a hobby for you to be exposed enough to be down bad. So yeah,
Okay,
pigeons
I get
carry
your point, I get
diseases,
your point.
but no more than any other animal. I mean, by that logic, humans carry disease, but we're still out here raw dogging handshakes. Dogs can carry disease, yet I still see people tongue kissing them. Deer are walking Airbnb.
Okay, you guys know I love dogs. People who like kiss their dog with on their tongue and stuff like that. No, just no. I love my dogs to death. I would take a bullet for my dogs. I will not kiss them like that. I will kiss them on the tops of their heads or their sides. Bro, no tongue,
Bees
no
for
tongue.
ticks peddling Lyme disease, and cats done infected half the people watching this. Yet pigeons are the ones that got
Yeah, cats
tattooed
are
as
evil.
rodents with frequent flyer miles.
I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait for the angry comments after saying that. Oh god, before you start typing, that was a joke, guys. That was a joke. Okay, I have a cat. They're not evil, mostly.
Between 1941 and 2003, there have been 176 documented cases of pigeons passing off disease to a human. And again, it'd virtually take you being Buddy from that one Hey Arnold episode. You know what else I found out? Pigeons don't really spill sugar honey iced tea while flying. They 100% can, but since that could involve hitting their own feet, they prefer to do it on a perch. So it turns out the dirtiest thing about
Wait.
pigeons...
Oh my fucking god. I didn't understand what he was talking about. It took me just now to realize he was talking about piss. Okay. I'm so fucking
is the way we've done them. Which actually sucks because once I started to work past my pigeon prejudice, I realized, I can't believe I'm about to say this, pigeons are low-key broken, like they're mad talented for no reason. Like for example, they're one of the fastest things with wings in the world. Pigeons can fly at averages of 60 miles per hour, but can peak out at nearly 100. There have even been stories of pigeons triggering speed cameras in streets. We don't really know this because one of the biggest ops also happens to be the fastest thing alive, which is how they can get packed up by a 200-mile-per-hour falcon punch. But pigeons still have the juice to dodge a peregrine and live
But
to
I wasn't
talk
expecting
about it.
that.
Put it this way, the fastest thing on Earth hunts pigeons, and even that's not a total mismatch. And a good reason is another superpower we don't talk about. Their eyes.
Okay, which it
The only
is.
real self-defense pigeons practice is the power.
Okay, I know a lot of you are gonna start like restoring Brett to why I said at the beginning of the video when I was like their eyes. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know. I've been I was gonna say emancipated, but that's not the right word. I've been enlightened as to pigeons, and I'm a lot more enlightened than I was 18 minutes ago. So I would like to plead ignorance.
Of foresight. So if they don't see danger coming, or worse, don't recognize it, they just get bullied. But pigeons have 340-degree vision and can even see wavelengths of light invisible to us. They're so busted that the US Navy once upon a time tried using the chicken of the city to conduct search and rescue missions out in the ocean. Basically, they trained a couple pigeons to recognize random red or orange objects, you know, the colors you'd expect from a life jacket, and then press, or more like peck, on a switch on site. In test runs, the pigeons noticed the target 90% of the time, completely outclassing the human rescue crew who just barely pulled off 40%. Then there's the fact that the pigeons could remain vigilant for hours without falling off. Unfortunately, the experiment was cut short due to budget cuts, and every pigeon involved getting killed during a crash.
Nah, bring them back.
But even this experiment showcased another pigeon.
Okay, maybe not.
They're way smarter than they get credit for. They probably would if they could talk like parrots or ravens. But even with a brain in the weight class of a walnut, pigeons...
What the what? No, we can't just walk past that.
They probably would if they could talk like parrots or ravens. But even with a brain in the...
Motherfucker was talking French. What? What the fuck? Why are we not talking about that? That's more... Oh my... Okay, bro.
Weight class of a walnut, pigeons can still surprise us. Trained pigeons can actually pass the mirror test, the same one most dogs and cats fail. In 1995, a study found that pigeons could be taught to tell the difference between a Picasso painting and Monet. I'm not gonna lie to you, I myself can't do that. To a similar beat, pigeons could be trained to tell apart malignant breast tumors from the benign. Yeah, we're still talking about a bird here. A German study in 1990 found that the avian overachievers could successfully memorize 725 different black and white patterns and correctly identify the 100 patterns associated with a reward. Pigeons also have an ability to count that rivals primates. Bro, tell me why folks found out that the Bane of Broadway can read. So what scientists did, right? They taught these pigeons a bunch of words and would either show a real word on screen or a misspelt one to go with a star. If it was an actual word like, for example, dog, they had to peck at the word. And if it was some nonsense like ugged, the rules were to peck at the star. Get it right and they'd win food. Tell me why the feathery assault on your windshield actually did better than the...
I'm genuinely having a crisis. I'm genuinely having a crisis. Oh, what the fuck? They were done so dirty, bro.
That took the same test. It was at this moment I went from highly impressed to low-key concerned with how smart pigeons are. There's like 5 million of them in NYC. We're cooked if they turn on us. Here's a couple other pigeon facts I picked up. That thing they'll do where they'll fly around in a circle as a synchronized group, that has a name, and it's called murmuration. The best theory for why they do this is as a predator response, because their honest-to-God best defense is just making it harder to be singled out. That weird, crusty-looking bump on their beaks is called the operculum, and it's really only there to cover the nostrils. And like a middle-aged hairline, it slowly starts to disappear as they get older. Pigeons are also monogamous, and one of the minority of birds that take till death seriously. That's probably why you've never seen a baby pigeon. Parents supervise them virtually 24/7 until they look like the urbanite we're used to. Pigeons are as loyal as birds get.
Very cute.
So it's no surprise they've had success in the military. This is Cher Ami, one of the many homing pigeons used by the US during World War I. And in 1918, over 500 men got pinned behind enemy lines with no food,
we've heard the
water,
story.
or ammunition. Their only option was releasing carrier pigeons begging for support, but the surrounding Germans peeped game and started lighting up any pigeon that tried. And that included Sheikh Ami, who got shot out of the air, but like a goddamn phoenix managed to get back up. Against every force of nature, the plucky pigeon made it back to base, traveling a smooth 25 miles in 25 minutes to deliver the message that would end up saving the remaining 194 men. And he did it half blind with a bullet wound and a leg hanging on by a literal thread. The bird whose name means my dear friend past tense.
Okay, I feel like we fucked them over very, very badly. Bro. Actually, okay, it's half our fault and half not our fault. Technology has progressed to the point where we don't need them no more. But I feel like we kind of owe it to them a little bit to try and find something that they're useful for, to bring them back, you know, give them a purpose again, and not just be, you know, pests. But I mean, the population isn't decreasing, right? The population of pigeons is pretty stable, so I'm pretty sure they're doing fine, but they're more often than not just scavengers now, I think, right? They just live off, like, the crisis of society in big cities.
Later the next year, but would be forever immortalized in the Smithsonian as the MVP of the 77th Infantry. G.I. Joe was a homing pigeon who came in clutch when he delivered a message calling off an airstrike of a village that the British had already regained control of from the Germans. If G.I. Joe didn't basically score at the buzzer, at least 1,000 soldiers would have been turned into ashes. And then there was William of Orange, who traveled 250 miles in just
William of Orange. That name sounds very familiar, but I can't place it. Can someone tell me in chat?
Over 4 hours to request air support after the radio sets had failed. Turned out he was the air support, and William's carry job saved about 2,000 men. He would be one of the 32 pigeons to earn the Dickin Award, which was basically like a final
Sorry, I'm fucking childish. Yeah, I'm not the only one who heard that, okay? Don't fucking at me. Don't come at me. You all fucking say 42. You all fucking 42, okay? Don't at me.
Somehow, pigeons went from war heroes to people actively trying to wipe them out. We really stayed doing our troops wrong. But I think it's safe to say, I was wrong. I was not familiar with their game. You won't catch me moving like this guy, but I'll definitely respect them. Just from a reasonable distance. And that's the most character development you're gonna get. drink water, hug your loved, tell a pigeon you appreciate them, and I'ma see y'all in the next one.
Look at him smooth. Okay. I understand now why you're all so insistent that I watch this video. And I'm rarely ever wrong. Okay, it's like once in a blue moon, I am always correct. As you all know, I'm always right. Maybe, kinda, sorta, a little bit wrong on this one, but only a little bit wrong. Okay, happy now? You're happy, guys. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.